Yo, what's good? It's your boy Derek Branch here, Sports View 360 podcast. Tonight we want to recap what transpired in the first, now it's not the first game of the Week 8 college football slate, but right now is the biggest upset of the Week 8 college football slate. And now the question is will there be more to follow? Because tonight, the number 2 ranked team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, are no longer among the unbeaten as they fall short to the Louisville Cardinals by a score of 24-21. Miami now 5-1 on the season, and now Louisville goes from 4-1 to 5-1. However, this is not the first time that Louisville Cardinals head coach Jeff Brown has pulled off big upsets. I remember a while back, 2018, when he was at, I believe it was Purdue, they blew out Ohio State. Ohio State was a top 5 ranked team at that time. Um, Around that time frame, I think they beat and knocked off. Excuse me, they beat Michigan State. They were like the 5th ranked team in the country. Now you got this win. So huge win for Jeff Brown and his program. I think he's one of the more underrated play callers in college football. Former quarterback. Um, played at played at Louisville a while back, a long time ago. But huge win for them tonight. And for Miami, um, this happened to them last year. They were in the driver's seat, go to the CFP, the college football playoffs. They went on the road to Syracuse and lost. So to me, like since Mario Cristobal has taken over, this team has done this before. They have, lost when they shouldn't have lost. And I didn't when I saw this game on the slate on the schedule tonight, I didn't really think there was a chance for an upset tonight. But when I looked at my phone and I saw the scores, it said Louisville 14, Miami 7. I was like, uh oh. And I decided to tune in, and it was that type of night. It was that type of night for the Miami Hurricanes. Carson Beck, a quarterback that some people was are starting to put back in the conversation of being a top 5 pick or even a top quarterback prospect in the 2026 draft. He didn't have a good night tonight. 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions tonight. And even the refs helped him out with that roughing the passer call. And he still turned it over. So it was just not his night. And when you have bad quarterback play like this, I don't care who you are, the best team in you have the top 5 ranked team in the country, number 2 ranked team in the country, somebody that's unranked, you will not win football games if you turn the ball over. And that's what Miami did tonight with those 4 turnovers. And Louisville didn't have a perfect game tonight. They didn't play a perfect game, but they made the plays when they needed to. They made the right plays to put themselves in a position to win the game. Miller Moss, former USC Trojans quarterback, he was efficient tonight, 23 of 37, threw the ball a lot, 248 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. They did a really good job running the football. Isaac Brown had 15 carries, 113 yards, 7.5 yards average per carry. Through the air, Chris Bell, I'm hearing a lot about recently. 9 catches, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then you spread the ball out among your other guys. Colin Lacey, 5 catches, 39 yards. Dakari Collins, 2 catches, 21 yards. They did a really good job, man, of distributing the football. Compared to Miami on the ground. Miami just did not have a good night running the football. Mark Fletcher Jr. 8 carries, 18 yards. Jordan Lyle 5 carries, 15 yards. They just didn't do a good job running the football. Receivers were solid for the most part. C.J. Daniels 7 catches, 74 yards. Malachi Tony 9 catches, 135 yards. But when it mattered, Louisville stepped up. They stepped up to the plate. They did a really good job moving the football on Miami, and they played a really physical game with Miami. A really physical game against his football team. To me, you know. But this loss, this game, signifies what a lot of people have been saying about the NIL era. Is before this, you know what I'm saying? This would be like a if Miami's the number 2 ranked team in the country, and you playing Louisville on this type of night, Miami probably won't win 8 years ago before they implemented the NIL and the transporter wasn't what it was now. But now that you got the transfer portal, players could transfer and play right away without sitting out years. Then you got the NIL. These programs like Louisville can go to their boosters, the investors, and get the money to pay these type of players who coming from other programs, who probably coming from um, blue blood programs like a Florida State or an Alabama, and have these type of years, have these type of games. So this is the change. This is the changes right here are reflecting. You have an unranked team like Louisville taking down the number 2 ranked team in the country, Miami. Now this has happened before, but you get what I'm trying to say, you know. But some people gonna start to get on the Louisville bandwagon now because they have a. You look at the schedule; it sets up for them to be very successful down the stretch. Boston College, Virginia Tech, Cal, Clemson, SMU, Kentucky. I mean, out of the teams that I mentioned, which one scares you? Cal, maybe, but that's at home. Got a good football team, a good quarterback. Virginia Tech is Virginia Tech. They don't have a head coach. Clemson is not what they once were. That's at home for them. So if they can run the table and then win the conference championship, they'll most likely get into the CFP. But there's a lot of football left to be played. Miami, this hurts them, but with 12 spots, you got 12 spots in the CFP. That's still an opportunity for them to get back into it because their schedule is just as favorable as Louisville to get back into this thing. Stanford, SMU, they got Syracuse, North Carolina State, Virginia, Pittsburgh. They should win those games, but as tonight shows you, it's not a guarantee. And it's not a guarantee that they win because of what I mentioned. Teams can go out there with this money that they're getting from bet boosters, companies, or whatever, and get those players, build these rosters. So I think it's not the end of the world for both programs. Because they could easily get back into this thing. Well, Miami could easily get back into this thing. Louisville, they get this. They have an opportunity. They have an opportunity to run the table. It's just avoid. They got to avoid getting tripped up because the way it's looking now, and it was like this last year. Excuse me. It's only gonna be like maybe one or two programs that's gonna go to the CFP from the ACC. One or two, to me. You know. And Georgia Tech could really throw a monkey wrench into this stuff too. They really could. The way they're undefeated right now. So they're on top of the standings right now. So they can really go run the table. They can. It's another team that can really make some noise in college football this season outside of the conference. But we gotta wait. We'll see how it all play out, man. It's October. It's a huge month for college football. Huge games tomorrow. Maybe we see some more upsets. We don't know. We'll see. But so far, man, exciting way to kick off week 8 in the college football slate for this week. So That's all I have for y'all for right now. Give me a like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. What were your thoughts from tonight's game? Check out the Sports View 360 podcast, sportsview360.com. Latest content on NFL, the NBA, and much more. Have a blessed night. Peace. I'm out.